because I wasn't supposed to be here. And I wasn't supposed to be here because, as most of you know, I grew up in Chicago. I grew up on the South Side in one of the poorest neighborhoods in the city. And the poorest neighborhood, very crime-ridden, low property value. So people outside of this community deemed the people in this community as hopeless. And what these people didn't know was that in this hopeless community, there was so much more to it because we still had a sense of community and a sense of village. And so in having those senses, we still, and to this day, take care of people. And we care about people, and we do the best that we can, even though it is conveyed differently in the media and throughout the world. So in growing up in Inglewood, we were deemed hopeless, and I have a sense of arrogance about me. Anybody that tells me that I'm something I don't believe that I am, and you tell me that I can't do something, I set out to prove you wrong, and I really hate generalizations. So they call my neighborhood the land of the lost. And I'm like, I'm not one of these lost people, so I have to prove you wrong. So it started early in grammar school when my mother, growing up in Inglewood, the schools were terrible. There was no achievement, no resources, no anything. So my mother enrolled me in a grammar school in the neighborhood across the city. And luckily I was chosen through the lottery and I was able to attend that school. And in attending that school, we had teachers that were engaged. I was exposed to diversity. We had resources, and I excelled academically. I was a bully in school. I was a bully. I had an attitude problem. I was a jerk overall, but I still had a vision in which I wanted to be successful academically. And in going to that school, I was able to then go on to one of the highest performing magnet schools in Chicago, Kenwood Academy, which is in Hyde Park, kind of affluent neighborhood. Well, not affluent, Barack Obama's neighborhood. I was able to attend Kenwood, and there I got a sense of the importance of going on in higher education. So I did the same thing. I excelled academically. I was involved in social groups. I played sports, National Honor Society, graduated with honors, all those things. I developed friendships that last to this day. And learned there to go to college. And I went to college. I went to Northern Illinois University. And when I got to school, I found out that I had kind of been set up for failure because even though I graduated with honors, took AP classes and honors classes, I had to take a pre-math course before I can advance into regular college math. And even in advancing to regular college math, I still failed. And I was discouraged. I'm like, I went to these schools, these better schools, and I thought I was smart, I did well, and I'm failing in college. This can't be right. I'm not about this life. But, the fight in me said that I can't let this get me down, and I have to persevere. And in persevering, I developed a passion for social justice and public service while in college. And happy to say that I graduated from there with my BA in political science and public administration and went on to grad school and got my master's in public service management, urban planning, and development. And because I had made it out of the land of the lost, I couldn't abandon my neighborhood, so I'm still there doing the work today, and that's what's most important. But in telling my story and Minor giving his story, stories are very important in the work that we do, and just as our stories are important and your stories are important, this is not about us. It's about the millions of people who are underserved, the millions of people who have been alienated and segregated due to social injustice and lack of options and oppression. So we are now the privileged people because we're now educated and we're now aware of the issues. And out of being educated and aware, we are agitated. And so if you think back on why you're here, we're here because we're united in agitation and in passion. Right? So we are a room full of leaders, and in being leaders, we are redeemers. We are, I'm getting emotional. We're redeemers. We're redeemers. People look up to us. They value our opinion. They value our expertise. They look to us for guidance. We are voices of change. We are organizers, and we develop structures of change. We're leaders and we're powerful. But in having those titles is not easy. You know, we're going to face adversity. And in the face of adversity, you have to be fervent. You have to be resilient. Some days there are going to be people who, teachers and other anti-reform organizations and even other students, they're going to attack your work. They're going to attack your values. They're going to attack your missions. They're going to attack your character. And they're going to want you to give up. And it's nothing personal. They just have either a mission that they want to achieve or somebody's pushing them to achieve something that they have no idea what they're doing. So they're going to attack you any way they can. More than that, there are going to be days that you may not see the progress and you want to give up. This is not an easy job. We're trying to create a movement, something that's been done for years but hasn't been as successful, and we got to keep pushing. And there aren't too many people on our side. We're not liked in this world because we are not tradition. We're doing something different and something that works. So there are going to be days when you wake up and you don't feel like doing this work. And there are going to be days when you get pissed off when you've been working for weeks to have an event and you've reached out to 150 people and only 15 show up. You are going to be pissed and over it. And there are going to be days when you feel like this is taking over my life. I can't go to this party tonight because I got to go to a rally in the morning. I don't want to do this anymore. And on those days, you need to reach deep down into your passion and into your stories and redevelop and regain your tenacity. And I want to commend you guys for doing this work because you don't get paid to do it. And even when you get paid to do it, you don't get paid a lot. So I really want to commend you guys for that. And I also want to say, in adversity, there are going to be a lot of people that are going to attack your values and your missions. And stay true to what you believe. No matter what organization you may go through, it may be ESFR, it may be another organization. If you believe something, stay true to your beliefs. Don't take someone else's word as true. Do your own research. Don't take on someone else's value if you don't fully believe in it, because it'll leave you empty at the end. So be an individual. Don't be afraid to be yourself.